Hey everyone, it's Dr. K. So we know aging is inevitable, but it doesn't necessarily mean you're destined to have a loss in the quality of your life or your activity levels. Research shows us there's numerous lifestyle factors that you can start to address right now if you haven't already, that really support your long-term longevity. And it all contributes to basically maintaining your mental health, your social wellness, and your physical well-being. So you are your own best patient advocate. Let me repeat that for a second. You are your own best patient advocate. So you're the best well-positioned person to address and mitigate any chronic disease factors in your life. And you do that effectively by routinely screening your healthy living factors to improve your overall health and lower your risk for chronic disease. Now, you don't exactly know where you're going unless you know where you've been. And so typically this is the time of year where most people are thinking about doing that honest self-assessment. And you should be asking yourself the following questions. What do your physical activities look like? And realistically, where do they need to be? What's your blood pressure? What's your sleep quality? What's your diet and nutrition look like? What's your weight? Have you lost weight, gained weight for the year? Looking at all these different healthy living factors play a significant role in mitigating chronic disease. So I'm all about the development of self-independence, but the reality is you can't do it all on your own. And you need to understand your strengths and identify your weaknesses so you know when it's appropriate for you to get the right resources to help you out in those areas you need help with. So there's a concept called bridging the gap. And basically on this end, it's a lot of clinical stuff like, maybe you have a surgeon and you have your pain specialist and you have your MD, maybe your physical therapist or your DC. And then over here is more of a performance or functional kind of side of things. And this is where you might have something like a nutritionist, you might have a coach, and you might have even a performance-based coach, right? So not just coaching in the gym, but actually coaching specifically for a specific type of event. Now, new and old injuries and pain prevent people from doing the things they love all the time, and that's usually where I come in. I help bridge this gap between clinical and functional. But by changing a person's capabilities and introducing movement, we're able to load the tissues, desensitize tissues, introduce strength into the systems and joints. We have a positive influence on blood pressure, sleep quality, stress, obesity. And that has an overall impact on comorbidity that leads to a better quality of life. What I'm asking you to do is do yourself a favor, and when you're assessing this stuff this year, thinking about the next year, I want you to take a look at those key healthy living factors and think about where you're starting, where you need to introduce some interventions to have a positive influence on your life, and identify where along this spectrum you might need help to focus on your weaknesses. You need to bridge the gap and use those additional resources outside of your scope to live the best life you possibly can. By implementing a precise intervention for each of those factors, you're basically advocating for a healthy living medicine approach. I'd love to hear any questions or ideas you have for me on this subject. Let me know how I can help. Celebrate your success already. Stay strong, inspire others.